purpose of today's event is to gain a better understanding of what health equity is and is not.
People are hungry to learn about how race and bias plays a role in their work environment.
It makes us step back and look in the lens of the people that we're serving, to give everyone an opportunity to reach their full potential.
To be able to pull it back and look at the systems behind creating inequitable outcomes.
All the data that we have available by race, we are seeing disproportionate health disparities among people of color across the board for a number of preventable causes of death, preventable causes of morbidity and injury.
I think data frames the conversation. It makes sure that everybody who's having the same conversation is on the same page so that we're looking at the same numbers.
We don't realize what the healthcare disparities are until we see the numbers.
HealtheConnections does an incredible job getting out everywhere in the Hudson Valley, involving not only the local health departments, but a lot of the partners that are on the ground doing some of the work, that are seeing some of the health inequities.
Should everyone have the right to achieve their highest level of health? Does everyone achieve their highest level of health? No, the data shows that. So what gets in the way?
They leave this workshop with a toolkit to operationalize health equity, and hopefully the leaders in their institutions will hear them and make a difference.
It's 8 o'clock in the morning. You just opened up.
I can't reimburse.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. I did not receive our service.
Poverty simulation is a great way to sort of get a taste of what it's like. The reality is, for the folks that we're working with, this is all day, every day life.
Yes, I know about the Section 8 vouchers, but unfortunately I can't help you with that.
I've never been evicted before.
But I don't have the vouchers available.
People were evicted. And that's the same problem we're dealing with where I live in my community. I got a glimpse of how they dealt with it.
The simulation helps dispel some myths about poverty being perpetuated by laziness, by people just needing to, pull up their bootstraps, and it really is an eye-opening experience.
I was so stressed. The person I played was a 13-year-old, and I got expelled from school, and my father was incarcerated.
I literally had stomach pain. You're working and you have to get around by public transportation.
I really think it's about making people live those lives so that they can serve their clients better, and with more of that empathetic and racial equity lens.
The idea of structural racism is like a fish who's swimming, right? You don't really know where the water begins or ends. So one of the pieces is that we're embedded in them. The second is that they're woven into the fabric of our assumptions of how things operate.
What we need to do is to get more people even aware that these issues exist, so that softens the ground and makes it ready for structural change.
We've got to understand that it's not just choices people are making, it's circumstances in life and how resources and policies are allocated.
There are some very hard topics that are covered today, but I think people do leave here feeling hopeful and that they can make a difference.
We know that change takes change agents, and these change agents have to be champions.
The knowledge that I have, if I could share it with others, it's going to change their life, because it's changing my life.
That's a lesson well learned, and we're definitely going to talk about what we witnessed here today.